Here we are on my 14-day review of the Samsung ecobubble washing machine, which has been problematic from the start. Faulty on the first use, and Samsung are not interested. 2 weeks old machine, door wobbles and leaks from the front. Here's how it performs. You promised from the start that the machine fills with foam to wash your clothes with. As you can see, the machine is starting. Some of the cycles aren't really what they should be. Bedding's maximum temperature on that cycle is 40 degrees. I personally prefer to wash my bedding at 60, so I have to use a different cycle. So the machine's just started filling with water, and it should be producing a thick foam into the drum. What it's doing at the moment is it is actually mixing the water and the powder detergent in the drum, not in a pump, which it's supposed to, which is advertised, and force the foam through into the drum. So it's currently topping up a little bit at the moment. I haven't put any fabric conditioner in because it tends to take that with the powder as it loads to start the cycle. So there's a couple of towels, 4 pillowcases, a duvet cover and a sheet in there at the moment. As you can see, there's no sign of any bubbles as yet, which we were promised from Samsung and their sales video. The machine actually starts to attempt to make some bubbles around 5 minutes into the cycle usually, which is once it's filled up with water, and then you can actually hear the pump come on to try and make some bubbles, which again it's supposed to do from the start. These items are supposed to be penetrated with foam, which is supposed to wet them quicker. As you can see, there's still no bubbles as yet. So that's the bubble maker just kicked in. I'm using Persil in this machine. I've never had any problems with it in my previous machine, and this machine, well, it's quite poor performance to be fair with you. It doesn't feel as though it washes properly, stains don't come out, everything seems to be creased beyond redemption, towels, everything, it's absolutely horrendous. This is currently set on 1,000 spins speed, so shouldn't be overly bad. So we're 3 minutes in and still no bubbles. What we would expect is we would get some bubbles anyways due to agitation of the detergent and the water mixing around in the drum with the garments. So here we are, still no bubbles as promised by Samsung. It is still pumping though, so let's see what happens. I've actually had to put a towel on the floor because the machine has been leaking, and you can see that here it's stained where it's been leaking down the front of the machine. So I've had this machine 2 weeks. I have to wait 20 days for an engineer to come out. Samsung are not interested. They won't give an uplift number without an engineer being out to inspect the machine. The engineer confirms over the phone in his idea that basically the machine is performing correctly. So as you can see, we're getting a very small amount of foam trying to come through there, but not the quantity that we should be getting as advertised by Samsung on their sales videos. It's not as though really this machine was cheap. Its retail price is $549. I paid $499 for this. I can't really complain about the retailer because the delivery and everything was faultless really. It's just the performance of the machine and the aftercare from the manufacturer. The retailer's obviously tied and they have to abide by the rules as well, so I'm not overly impressed. So we're 5 minutes in now, so we should be having lots of bubbles in there penetrating these fibres, and as you can see there's barely anything visible apart from a little bit of residue on the door, which I believe would be caused by agitation in a standard machine. So we're just slightly raising the water levels at the moment, and kind of a small barrier of foam deep in the door seal there. So if you're considering buying one of these machines, maybe think again. If it's the bubbles that you're interested in, maybe better off trying something different or avoiding these totally. This particular machine is the WW90J6610CX. It's a Samsung ecobubble in graphite, 1600 spin, 9 kilo load. It's agitating quite fast. I'm getting a smaller amount of foam, but nothing superb that we would expect from the video that you see when you're buying it online. Previously, I've seen these machines with foam halfway up the door by now, so this is double dosing on the detergent as well, because otherwise you don't get any of this action. It's ridiculous. The machine's 9 kilo load, and there's only 1 or 2 cycles that you can actually use a 9 kilo load on it, which is the cotton and the eco cotton. The super eco wash washes in cold and things come out smelling dirty and unwashed. I do like the bedding cycle, but as I said earlier, you can only wash at 40 degrees and I prefer 60. I've started to use different cycles on the machine to get the water level up. So this is on outdoor care at the moment. The bedding cycle does take in quite a good amount of water, but you're limited to the spin speed as well. Most of the settings on the machine are limited to 30 or 40 degrees tops, except cotton, e-cotton and baby care, which is 95 degree wash, which obviously you can knock down. You do have the option to add the bubble soak on, which adds an extra 30 minutes to the cycle. There's also the option for an intensive wash, which adds 10 minutes, which isn't really noticeable. So as you can see, now we're nearly 8 minutes into the cycle and we've still not got excessive bubbles that we would expect from this machine. Thanks for watching.